Well, if it was up to me, it would just be about me, and Dave wouldn't even be in it.
No. My best friend's mother was murdered.
Yeah, he was unavailable for comments. How's my close-up? Yeah. Which is a joke that Dave would make.
Yeah.
There's one, for people who haven't seen it, I don't want to divulge much, but there's one scene that I am in where I'm kind of worrying about the state of Dave. And the camera catches me kind of like kneeling from behind. And I didn't know they were filming me at the time. And I'm kind of just looking off into space because it's a pivotal moment in the film, which I'm sure you know what it is. And I'm kind of nervous about how he's going to react to a certain situation. And like every time we were in the fucking editing room, he would say to me, like, oh, look, there he is. Directed by Todd Newman, capital letter, lowercase letter, directed by. Like he would just go into these fucking things where that's my big moment. Like, so which was fucking funny.
Ink Master.
Yeah.
The show Ink Master, there's, people ask me questions about the show, and I'm just like, you gotta realize how many hours of footage there are for every episode. Yeah. It's 3 days, 15 cameras, 12 hours a day, 100 hours.
Yeah, which I was there for many.
Yeah.
I would come visit maybe, twice a season or
and
something?
And that's got to be 47 minutes of television. Hours and hours.
Yeah. And on a timeline and quick. Like you have to, get it done and stuff like that. Yeah, people don't see what goes in behind all,
And so like for me and Dave and Nunez on our side of it, it's like they're trying to get us to elaborate. Mm-hmm. And they want more from us. Yeah. And by the time you've seen a few seasons, it's like, why? You're going to use 8 seconds.
You got to go back to Garfield with that thing.
Here's my 8 seconds. Leave me alone.
Right.
So it's at the beginning you're willing to give them like so much, right. And then by the end you're just like, you're not going to use this shit. Why am I standing here for 15 hours on camera when it's
it becomes disheartening. Yeah.
I mean, woo.
No, if someone says, hey, I got a store, I got a thing, and like I got this amount of money, and can you write this for me? It's not. I just can't. Like, if I don't like it, I'm like, I'm not the guy for this. And people will be like, well,
why not?
Even my wife, like, are you fucking idiot? Like, and I'm like, I just can't do it.
You're spoiled.
Yeah, I am. I'm fucking spoiled. Like, I just don't want to work on shit I don't want to work on.
I mean, that's how I am.
Not at my age anymore.
That's how I am. Like, I don't do shit I don't want to do, really.
Yeah.
I've done, you could say the whole stereotypical, I paid my dues, I did this for this many years, and now I'm going to do whatever I want. But yeah, I'm spoiled to that point.
Yeah, I'm totally spoiled for that. Like, I'm just not fucking going to do something I don't want to do.
And I feel like if things were to fall hard and I'd end up on hard times, I could do whatever I needed to do to get by.
Right, but you're not at that point, so why live that way? I think exactly the
Exactly.
same fucking way as that. Like, if I got to go bag groceries because I can't eat and I can't clothe my children, I will.
Yeah.
But I'm not at that point, so why even fucking think about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, do what you want to do.
Yeah. Somebody put it so eloquently, and I'm going to plagiarize because I can't remember exactly who it was, but it was some video online or some podcast or something that I was listening to, and they were like, Gen X and our generation, we had to find a cure for boredom when we were young.
Yeah.
Now kids have to find a way to be bored. In other words, they're so distracted 24/7 by phones and apps and TikToks and social media and all that they actually need to figure out the art of being bored and by themselves. Where we were bored and by ourselves, we had to make our connection. And that's a huge difference. And I think my kids, at least, I see them, even my daughter just the other day was like, you're so lucky that you grew up without a phone. And for her to say that to me after like 16 years of growing up the way she grew up, I'm like, thank God you fucking get it.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a middle generation in there that didn't have the luxury of getting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we were the last generation to grow up in that like post-war educational system of desk and a chalkboard without smart boards and computers and iPads and all that. We're kind of the last ones that, didn't have a connect, like a lifeline to parents and all that. Like, you left the house, you came back when it was dark. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was, and your parents didn't freak out about, because I'm guilty of it too. Like, I have them on fucking apps and trackers, where they are, who they with. We live in a fucking different world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So